Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Down here at the garage again today. I've been spending a lot of time on the XJ900 that's in my other garage. Back down here, we're away to do a wee bit of work on the Bandit again today. So this is a follow-up to the videos that we did quite a few weeks ago since we've been down here. And we've got the carbs in, we've got it running on idle, but there's a wee problem I think with the main jets. We try and give it a little bit of throttle, it's just misbehaving, it's cutting out, it's sounding lumpy. So I think today what we're going to do is get the carbs back out of this, give them a clean up, maybe change the jets, put it back in, hopefully it'll run sweet. But yeah, that's the job for today, removal of these carbs. So let's get it out and let's get started. Right, so what I think I'll do is I'm going to start it up before I take these carbs off, just to let you hear it running, let you hear it, the problems that I've got when I put the throttle on. So let's hope it starts for a start, eh? You know, that's not going to happen because it would appear I'm out of fuel, so we'll just get the carbs off. So the first thing that I've had to do, I've had a Jubilee clip on this, that's the fuel inlet hose there for the carbs, and this is obviously just the connector tap for this slave bottle that's run dry. So we'll get that out of the way, and then you're basically getting the 4 clamps that are onto the air filter. We'll get them out of the way first, and then it's the inlet rubbers that we need to undo. I mean a cable tie. Well, I'm needing a round of juice. Right guys, so I've got the long reach screwdriver here. As you can see, this is quite a long reach, just so that we can get into all the screws here. So yeah, this is the ones that I was telling you about. This is the clamps for the air filter side, you can just see there, and that was the one that we changed in a previous video to a big Jubilee, because we had a problem with the clamp. I think it was actually just that it was missing. So yeah, we've got that all clamped on tight. But yeah, so these 4, they come out first, and then these ones, we've changed the screws in there at some point. This is the other side here, so we'll get them off. Air filter housing just comes back a wee bit, and it gives you enough room to wiggle the carbs out free. The biggest problem with doing this, guys, is the cables that you can see down here. So this is the choke cable. We'll have discussed this one in a previous video also, because obviously the mount for that's got a wee bit of damage there, and that was causing some issues with trying to get this started initially. The throttle cables, you've got your return and your throttle on and off there. So yeah, these cables are quite difficult to get into, so we'll get the cables out once we can get the carbs rocked a wee bit loose. Another good thing about taking these carbs out today, I don't remember if we filmed it or not on a previous video, but we did have the gauge on there, and we did a bit of balancing on these carbs, but there's vacuum caps that go on the carbs where you put the gauges, and we did drop one which we couldn't find. So hopefully when we remove these carbs, we'll be able to find that cap, get it fitted to the carbs, because I don't think we'll have to do that task again, so it'll be good to have them all in position. Right guys, so this is what it looks like with the carbs out. It's not too difficult to do. I think the hardest thing is trying to get these cables undone. Obviously the throttle cables are quite hard to get into. So what you have to do first is the inlet fuel line that goes into the middle of the set of carbs. It's preventing your access to this, so you have to take the fuel line completely out, and that'll look like this, just like that. Once that's out of the way, it's easier to get in. You can see what you're doing, you can get your fingers in. The carbs can pull out this side, and it just gives you enough room to get the back, this was it there, the back cable out, and then it's basically just an electrical connector, that one there, and then the carbs just pull totally free of the bike. So we've got them sitting up here on the workbench here. They're just about to get opened up, have a wee look at them, make sure there's nothing obvious there, and we'll make the decision whether we're changing the main jets or not. Right guys, so I've handed over here, we've got the carburetor guru way to work his magic. However, if he was such a guru, he'd got it right the first time.
Did get it right the first time.
I reckon we've possibly soaked some shite through when we run it for the tank.
Yeah, that's what I'm reckoning.
So it was a wee bit of dark in here for doing this job, guys. So what we've done is we've got the light on the go. I'll just run some power out in my van there. There's no point in trying to do a job like this in the dark. There's a lot of little components when it comes to stripping carburetors. Right guys, so here's the bottom here off the float chamber of the carb. This one's been out already. You just basically take the jets out, and then you get this, let me show you this stuff here. It's just a carb cleaning spray, and you just spray that. You've got the brushes there, they go into the jets, gives them a good clean out, and then you just reinsert them into the carbs. It's a fairly simple job, but definitely well worth doing if your bike's running a wee bit lumpy. Right guys, so we've done a lot of cleaning up with these carbs and that now. Last time we had them in, we hadn't bothered about these. That's little heater wires there, so they're all connected this time. You can see the carbs not actually properly in yet. This is one of the issues of putting the carbs back in this bike that I wanted to discuss. So you can kind of rock them back and forward. It is really difficult to get them to slip into the inlet rubbers. So what we did the last time, we got a long sort of flat-headed screwdriver just down the back, just enough to give them pressure. Takes two people really, because somebody puts that pressure on the carbs, they sink into these rubbers, allowing the second person to tighten up the clamp bolts, these here. So yeah, that's just what we're going to do now. I'm not going to video that because we need all our hands, so I won't be able to hold this camera up. But yeah, when you see it again, they'll all be in. This is the next task. Right guys, so that's the carbs back in again. Off camera, I've had to take them out because the fuel hose that I took out earlier, I forgot to put back on. So it wasn't filming me kicking in a tantrum to get these carbs back in and out. But that's it anyway, the fuel line's back in. We're going to get some petrol in the little plastic tank, start it up, and hopefully she'll be a wee bit smoother than she was when we started all this carry on. Right guys, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave the camera sitting here on the floor of the bus, and we'll get this all fired up. This is just basically just me testing the tank. Right guys, that's us got fuel in the tank. We'll just have to fire it up and see what happens. guys, it still seems to be bogging down when you try to accelerate. We're going to heat it up and see what happens. I'll stop you here and we'll have a little tinker. Right guys, so we've made some small improvements today. I'll fire it up. It seems to idle brilliantly, and we are getting to use the throttle a wee bit without it cutting out, but it is bogging down a little bit. It starts up so easily. You hit the throttle, you get a wee bit of revs there. When you open up too much, it's like having too much air, too much fuel. Still not quite right. So,
Sorry.
are you still recording?
Aye.
So what we're going to do is we're going to put some fuel cleaner in there. That's basically fingers crossed that there's still maybe a slight blockage somewhere, but to be honest, it's probably just a case of balancing these carbs and everything again, and then we'll take it from there. But for now, we'll end this video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.